I'm here in Athens, Georgia, not only home to UGA and the Bulldogs, but one of the most eclectic indie music and party scenes in the region. And I'm going to show you the top things to do here. Let's go. Athens, Georgia. A massive party town, college town, and concert town, which is actually why I used to live here back in my early 20s. However, it's so much more than that. Throughout the area, there are so many things to do here, and a lot of it is free since it's owned by the college. So of the 19 things, I'm convinced that there's something for everyone. So the first thing to do here, I'm just gonna go straight into it. The music scene of Athens, Georgia. It's tied in with downtown. You'll see a lot of really cool venues to check out, or there are also bars. I moved here because I wanted to play music here. Played many amazing shows, some of the best times of my life. And I'm gonna start off on Washington Street to show the first strip of venues. First venue, the 40 Watt. Arguably the second or third best venue here in Athens at this corner right here. But across from that, another good venue, Flick. This is a more low-key venue. Funny story, when I was playing here, the drummer of REM, the band that started here, actually walked in. Nice guy. Right next door, it's called El Paso now, but it used to be called Farm 255. They have live music today. They're doing karaoke, so karaoke Fridays, I think. On Lumpkin Street, kind of close by, the next place, Nowhere Bar. This place has really cool shows, more of like a bar type venue. Side note, after a long night, one of the best places that's open, Little Italy. The other venues are cool, but this venue, in and of itself, for so many reasons, is a place you must visit. The Georgia Theater. This place is amazing. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to film inside of Georgia Theater because of the artists release, stuff like that. But I'm here on the rooftop. I believe it's free to get in. The rooftop's pretty sweet. Sometimes they have bands. Back in the day, I played right there. On the TV right here, the band performing currently live. So the Georgia Theater burned down back in the day. It reopened back up when I used to live here. I think it was around 2012. It was the talk of the town when they reopened it. And I was fortunate enough to play a few shows here. Best shows of my life. Highly recommend a visit, even if you don't like music. Those are some of the more famous venues here in Athens. The next thing to do here, downtown nightlife here in Athens is the other thing to check out. Extreme party scene, college town, but a really crazy college town. Gonna briefly check out some of the more popular places.
Fun city, fun town. A lot of youthful commitment to this town. It's a lot of fun. If y'all want to have fun, pull up to Athens.
Athens used to have the most amount of bars in the smallest distance. I don't know if that's still the case, but still a pretty crazy bar scene, party scene.
Athens is a wonderful music scene, so a lot of people catch the attention from artists.
Athens, highly recommend. It's amazing.
The crazy bar scene is out of this world.
Hey, are you on YouTube?
I'm a wannabe YouTube guy. You want to be on YouTube?
Yes.
All right, here, go ahead, say whatever you want. Tell me what you think about Athens.
Best college town ever. In Athens, Georgia, go Dogs, baby.
You got bars everywhere, you got birds everywhere. I mean, what more can a man want in his life, you know?
But if you're not into any of this, it's completely fine. Tomorrow, there's so much other completely different stuff. As for a historical artifact here in downtown Athens, one of the only ones created in the world, the double-barrel cannon. created in 1864 by a local inventor and blacksmith, John Gilliland. It features 2 barrels designed to fire simultaneously. However, it never saw battle because when they tried testing it, it didn't really work out too well for them. And the next thing to do here in Athens, check out the historic district. One of the things that I love about older cities. The district features a variety of architectural styles, including antebellum homes, Victorian mansions, and classical revival buildings. And the city hall is just impressive. The courthouse in particular was constructed in 1913. Unfortunately, I don't have the best memories here. Had to pay a lot of tickets. I was a bad boy back in the day. Forgot to pay speeding tickets.
Luckily, it was spared from most of the destruction during the Civil War era, allowing it to develop a rich cultural and educational scene. And it's always so nice walking in a city with such beautiful historic buildings.
Quick random side note, here's the Sanford Stadium where the UGA Bulldogs play. One of the more famous stadiums in the state, right next to downtown, within walking distance. Pretty sweet. The next place I recommend, again, absolutely free to come here, the State Botanical Gardens. Also owned by UGA, but these botanical gardens are amazing. It was established in 1968 with a variety of themed gardens. Inside, it also has a conservatory as well. Some of the gardens include a native flora garden, a heritage garden, an international garden, and many more. They also put on events here, really cool. No offense to all the other botanical gardens I've been to, but I think this is my favorite free one yet.
I've never seen one on the ground like that.
It appears there's a wild big bird here.
He's in there or something, and he's waiting for it to get where he can find it. Here, bud.
Please don't attack me. Oh, he's looking at me. Heading back towards downtown. This next one starts with a U, ends with a GA, the University of Georgia. But it's not just the university that you can walk around, even if you don't attend it. But inside is another really cool place that I'll recommend, which we'll go to soon after walking around campus.
So the entrance to one of the more scenic parts of the college is actually right next to downtown. Another reason why it's so special walking around this college with such incredible historic buildings, UGA is actually the oldest state charter university in the United States, 1785.
And located within the university, the Georgia Museum of Art. But this museum is so much better than the average art museum. Let's go take a look. Whoa, this art is from way back in the day. 1400s, 1300s, amazing. So this is the Russian Belosaleski family's exhibit. It's, I believe, the second oldest exhibit here in the museum, but what's so special about it, most of these artifacts were made in the 1500s. That family is one of the wealthiest and largest families in Russia at the time. They shipped these artifacts by train during the revolution to save them. place is huge. So many different rooms, all with different types of art, and so many different time periods as well. It's kind of amazing. Thanks to the University of Georgia, absolutely free to come in. Unlike almost every other city I've been to so far, this one has the most amount of free things that you can do because of the college. And one of the best coffee shops in town, Hendershots. This place is also a music venue. They also serve food, I think, but apparently their coffee is extremely good for a few different reasons. Very, very good. Apparently it's locally micro-roasted and it's roasted in-house, which is why the coffee is so good here. But the best part, in my opinion, is how well decorated it is. It's not in the heart of downtown, so if you want to get away from how busy everything is, but don't want to go too far out of Athens, it's a good place. Literally right across Hendershots is one of the most beautiful historic homes here in Athens, Georgia. I believe Greek revivalist architecture, the home of Joseph Henry Lumpkin, Georgia's first Chief Justice. This is more of an honorable mention because I don't think you can go on the grounds. I think it's privately owned, but still really cool to check out. Now to the next place I recommend. Next up is the 1856 Taylor-Grady House. It has grand columns, a spacious interior, and a symmetrical facade, really showcasing the beautiful 1800s style architecture of this area. Built by Taylor-Grady, now they use it for weddings and events. And literally just right across the road, the TRR Cobb House. Built in the 1830s, it too has Greek revival architecture. Fitting, because we are here in Athens. Get it? Let's go inside. Most of the furniture here is by the Cobb family, who actually named Cobb County in Georgia after the Cobb family. Random side note, when I was at the coffee shop earlier, I saw a running club. Gave me an idea. If you feel like you moved to a new place and you don't have too many friends in that area, a very good thing to do is to join a running club. Exercise, sense of community, and a lot of running clubs go out after they're done running and do fun things. This next one I'm going to, it's not a very mainstream place to visit, and it's not very known even amongst locals. The place really fits the overall artistic Athens vibe, which is why I want to see it. Also, it's a little bit of an adventure to go there because you have to go in Memorial Park and then take Birchmore Trail. Little bamboo forest to get there. About a half mile in, there it is. This is the Great Wall of Happy Hollow. It is so much larger than what I thought it would be. It was built by a local artist in the 1980s, John Watson. He used all sorts of materials within the area, bricks, stones, random objects that he found, and it's also quite colorful. It's very eccentric, as what they call it. The trail to get here was actually very enjoyable as well. It's nice to have a trail with a reward at the end, and the reward is something unique and different like this. But while I'm in Memorial Park, might as well go to the next place, which is also here in the park as well.
Which is absolutely free, owned by the university, Bear Hollow Zoo.
So this zoo focuses on native wildlife rehab. It provides a home for animals that cannot be released back into the wild. Black bears, bobcats, otters, various birds, American alligators. I just can't believe that it's absolutely free. The bald eagle. Oh my gosh, so much more impressive in person. The camera cannot pick up how large this bald eagle is. It's amazing. No matter what it is you're doing, hiking, traveling, you don't need a lot of money to do these things. You can camp like I do, $20 to $30 a night. You can go to a free hike. You can go to a free nature preserve. If you're here in Athens, there's all sorts of free stuff just because of mainly the college, and you can find free stuff all over the place. But no matter what you do, break out of the matrix of staring at your phone doing nothing. Live in real life. And get this shirt to remind yourself that. And the next thing I recommend during the day, heart of downtown, checking out the shops, restaurants, stuff like that. There's all sorts of places you can visit. Gonna start on Clayton Street, the heart of it. There's all sorts of restaurants here. Mexican barbaritos, pizza at Mellow Mushroom is here. Gyro wrap for some quick food, and more quick food, Chick-fil-A, 24-hour The Grill restaurant. Here's a place I used to go to back when I lived here, Clock. Best burgers in Athens, in my opinion. One of the most well-decorated and probably the most fancy restaurant here in Athens downtown is 5 Athens. And then you have this neat area here in the middle of the street, blocked off from cars, so everyone can just walk around here on the street. A lot of tables with umbrellas. There are also many really cool random shops, like High Country Outfitters, Archer Paper Goods, Empire South, Marvin Shoe Service, Athens Soap Company, everything related to the Bulldogs. Other neat coffee shops like At the Local. The list goes on and on. So many shops, so many restaurants here in the heart of downtown Athens. Oh, way different vibe here during the day than about 10:30 p.m. when it turns into a massive party. And if you have a vinyl player at home, Walk Street Records. When my favorite band, Coheed and Cambria, was in town, they played at the 40 Watt way back in the day. In their vlog, they actually stopped by that store. So I called the Athens Chamber of Commerce. The lady recommended Creature Comforts Brewery. So Creature Comforts beer started here. It's where they're making all of their more special beers right now. They have another factory that they recently opened up, but the whole thing started right here. And I'm gonna go check out how they make their stuff.
Shortly after, I unexpectedly ran into a very popular, but one of the most inspiring men I've ever met.
I'm an artist, one of the Athens Bulldog artists. I'm located right here in the center of town. A lot of fans, they do look for me so they can buy one of my paintings, and I do it right in front of them so they have original. But I lost my arm when I was 13 years old, high voltage power line, 7,500,000 volt it went through my body. It's a miracle I'm here, but I do use my talent to make a living. Never say you can't. With my mouth, I take a marker and I do. And I do the whole dog. I've been in several art shows, but every year I just get better and better.
Man, that's amazing.
The finished one is over there at the smoke shop next door.
Really?
People, get depressed easily. But, I stay away from negative, and I end up, being positive by talking to the Lord. And when I do, he gives me strength and courage. Things happen for a reason, That's the finished touch.
Right there?
Yeah, up there at the top.
Oh my gosh. Man.
I also ride a skateboard, do mountain bike, did taekwondo with Herschel Walker back in the days. When you ride a mountain bike, I use the back of my heel to stop it on the back tire. Kids need to know that, you know. People need to know that, you know. Don't give up so easily.
After hearing that man's story, the artist with no hands, who draws with his mouth, almost all of us forfeit the right to ever give another excuse for not following our dreams ever again.
The next place I recommend is where me and Malloy, when we used to live here, killed a lot of time at.
The skate park of Athens. You skate, skateboard, or bike, this is a good skate park to go to. Obviously, completely free, but it fits the Athens vibe very, very well. I know this one's not for everyone, but I know that the next one is for a lot of you, especially if you follow this channel.
On the other side of the city, about 7 miles away, the underrated Sandy Creek Nature Preserve.
You can hike, you could bike the greenway, which is attached to it. A lot of people come here for bird watching. There are wetlands, there's a boardwalk, there's a standard nature trail like one that I'm at right now. It's a really, really good area. So if you need a break of the bustling city, come here, you'll be happy. This place I'm going to about 1.5 miles away. It's the only one in the world. The tree that owns itself. And it's the only tree in the world that owns itself. Literally. I don't know how it pays taxes, but it's got its own fence. The history behind it is actually pretty intriguing. It was granted ownership by its previous owner, Colonel William Jackson, sometime in the early 1800s. He apparently cherished the tree from his childhood and wanted to ensure its preservation. So in 1890, an article in the Athens Weekly Banner was reported that Jackson deeded the tree and the land within 8 feet of its base to itself. However, no official deed of the tree was ever found, yet they gave the land to the tree anyways. But the original tree died in 1942, but the acorn from the original tree grew this tree in its place, or some just call it the son of the tree that owns itself. But anyways, the only tree in the world that owns itself. While Athens is such a great city, asking some of the locals, not everything was sunshine and rainbows here.
My podcast, basically, we talk about real life things and real life situations. Here in Athens, we have a big problem with gangs and fentanyl. It's tearing out communities. It's not being talked about. It's not in it. Nothing is being done about it. Nothing's been done about the gang members. They're terrorizing the neighborhoods, terrorizing the cities, and they're young kids. And they're getting trapped in the prison systems. They go in the prison system, regular kids. They made a mistake, but they come out gang members. And it concerns me because I have children. I wasn't perfect. I made mistakes in my life, but I was one of the ones that changed my mind. And that's one thing we have to do with rehabilitation. We have to work on our minds, work on the people's minds and Athens, and maybe something will change.
On the subject of negativity of Athens, I'll briefly mention this. There is a lot of homeless. Granted, still nothing beats New Orleans as of now. The next place I recommend, they put on all sorts of events, the historic Morton Theater here in Athens. It was built in 1910 by Monroe Bowers. They're actually putting on a film event right now. Unfortunately, they're not letting me film inside because I think they're partially owned by the government, the guy said, and there's all sorts of steps to do stuff with the government and stuff like that. But when you're in the area, you can check events, see what the Morton Theater is putting on, and see if you're interested in any of that. Cool thing to go to a theater that's very historic. However, you can just look at it from the outside while you're walking down Washington Street.
Wow, what a remarkable trip. But the thing that stands out to me the most by far is the fact that I lived here for a total of 2 to 3 years, and I didn't even know about half of the things I did in this video. So if I just took 30 minutes to look up what's around me and use a little bit of my imagination, I would have lived a much more fulfilling and balanced life, rather than just same thing over and over again, playing music and going downtown. So before waiting to go on a vacation or day trip to a different city, try taking just 30 minutes to look up what's around you. So anyways, guys, I really hope that this video helped, but in case you're one day planning on a trip to Asheville, North Carolina, which is partially similar to Athens in a way, see that video here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day.